Everyone treats summer like it owes you happiness. Long days, pool parties, your best life on a loop. So what does it mean when you feel worse? The summer blues are real. It's why summer is one of the busiest stretches of the year for people starting therapy. Therapy is not only for when you're in crisis. Growth therapy is for all the moments when you decide you want more. More support, more clarity, more tools. Mental health isn't a destination you reach. It's something you build, and Grow makes that easier. Grow connects you with thousands of high-quality licensed therapists across the U.S., offering both virtual and in-person sessions, nights and weekends. You can search by what matters, like insurance, specialty, identity, or availability, and get started in as little as 2 days. There are no subscriptions, no long-term commitments. You just pay per session. Grow helps you find therapy on your time. The therapist you want takes your insurance on Grow. Grow accepts over 125 insurance plans. Sessions average $21 with insurance, and some pay as little as $0 depending on their plan. Visit growtherapy.com/book now today to get started. That's growtherapy.com/book now. growtherapy.com/book now. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan.
Still waiting in line? Again? That's time you'll never get back. Save time and money with Stamps.com. Over 4 million businesses have skipped the line with Stamps.com. Join them to save up to 90% off carrier rates from your computer or phone right now. Print postage for certified mail, registered mail, and packages in seconds. Then schedule a pickup right from your home or office. For a limited time, go to Stamps.com and use code PODCAST for a free welcome gift. Taxes and fees apply.
Welcome to Born to be a Sports Agent, where I deliver legal and contract insight for sports professionals navigating hiring, firing, injury, and representation. Okay, we are here with Marlon Moore, who played for 8 years in the NFL. He's currently coaching. He's the offensive coordinator at a junior college. He's also coached high school, and he's also done the Bill Walsh internship with NFL teams. So he's somebody we can ask a lot of questions about what's going on in the NFL space, whatever questions you're asking him, and anything about, the NFL and what that experience is like and representation. So you guys go.
Welcome, everybody, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Abeni Allen, and on behalf of our team here at Hard Works Law Firm, we're excited to welcome former NFL wide receiver and special teams student, standout Marlon Moore to the podcast, along with me, Karsten Daniels, Tai-Lin Hampton. Marlon is originally from Sacramento, California, where he developed into a standout athlete before continuing his football career at Fresno State. After college, he entered the NFL as an undrafted free agent and accomplished something very few players ever do. He earned a spot on an NFL 53-man roster as a rookie. Throughout his professional career, he played for organizations including the Miami Dolphins, San Francisco 49ers, and Cleveland Browns. While building a reputation as one of the league's top special teams players. Today, Marlon has transitioned from player to mentor and coach, where he now works closely with young athletes navigating the modern world of junior college football, recruiting, NIL opportunities, the transfer portal, and the pursuit of professional careers. So in today's discussion, we will discuss Marlon's journey from Sacramento to the NFL, the mental and emotional realities of professional football, athlete representation and the role of sports agents, financial pressures facing athletes, the evolution of college football through NIL and the transfer portal, junior college football and athlete development, and how coaching and mentorship have shaped this chapter of his life and career. We are incredibly grateful for your time and your willingness to share experiences and your perspectives with us today. Marlon, again, thank you for being here. We're excited to have this conversation with you. So to begin, we want to spend a little time talking about where your story started before the NFL, before Fresno State, and before the professional opportunities. There were the early experiences, relationships, and lessons that helped you shape your mentality and work ethic. We'd love to hear more about your upbringing in Sacramento, the people who influenced you early on, and how these foundational experiences carried with you throughout your entire football journey. Oh, okay. So, growing up in Sacramento, how did your early support system shape both the athlete and mentor you became?
Well, being born and raised here, a lot of my family lived out of town. So my dad's side was from North Carolina. My mom, a lot of her brothers and sisters lived in Reno and all across California. So the only side of my family I got a chance to see was really my mom's side. And they were very supportive in my football journey and just me and my upbringing in general. One of my specific uncles who passed away in 1997, his name was Uncle Johnson. He was one of those guys that always told me, he was like, oh boy, you run on your toes fast, you run on your toes. Like, so he was one of them. I mean, so he had a strong influence on me, but the heaviest influence came from my father and my mother and my brother. My dad passed away in 2008. He didn't have the opportunity to see me play in the NFL, but from young buck swinging a baseball bat through high school up until the moment I played my last football game, I broke my leg. He was right there in my corner all the way up until the day he passed away, and I was at Fresno State, as well as my mom. Like my mom worked a lot, so she did a lot of the financial burden that was on her, but she grinded her butt off. She was there as much as she possibly could be, and she supported me in every single way that she possibly could. So like my support system was very strong. Like I can honestly say that between my mom, my dad, and my brother.
And so looking back now on the values that shaped you throughout that high school experience, what would you say values carried through also to your collegiate career and your NFL career?
Termination, will, drive. Like that's two things that my dad had. Like he was always determined. If he had a project in front of him, he'd find a way to get it done. He was very adamant about our church, so getting everything situated there, whether it was church picnics, handyman work, electrical work, he was driven to get that done. So, it was just that spirit of acts of service that he instilled in me that allowed me to take that to the NFL because I was a selfless player. I didn't really care what position I had to play, what I had to do to get the job done. You just give me a task and I was out there to get it done. So like those values stuck with me all the way through, still to this day.
Was there a teammate, a coach, or a mentor who changed the way you approach football, professionalism, with life off the field?
Yeah, so Devon Best, when I first arrived in the NFL, Devon Best, he's another guy from California, he's from Oakland. He went to University of Hawaii, so had a chance to play against him in college. Watched him in college all the time, but you gotta watch film when you watch on the team. So had a chance to watch him often, and then to get there with him in Miami, his story is similar to mine, being an undrafted free agent coming from California. Similar backgrounds to a certain extent. Not saying that we had the same upbringing or anything. Like my man Vaughn, he's real. So like that young man helped me in ways he would never even imagine, just keeping me calm, helping me understand the nuances of football, helping me understand the subtle nuances of business of football, because those are two separate things. So he was able to bring me through, especially, maybe not say especially, but Brandon Marshall, he was one of my veterans when I first got there, and also one of my favorite receivers. He was possibly like one of the strongest reasons that I ended up going to Miami, having a chance to learn from him. And then also my other pet, Brian Hartline, shout out to you, Hart. Congratulations on your job, baby. I love you. But Brian Hartline, that's one of the coldest, and I say this, and it's not very, one of the coldest white boys I've ever seen. Brian Hartline, so, but just watching him and his work ethic and how he grinded and, you know, how he embraced me in that whiteout room when I was a rookie, it was big. So it was pretty much as veterans, it was Devon, Brandon, and then Brian Hartline. Those are my veteran wideouts. And then it was me and my boy Roberto Wallace, and we were rookies that actually broke into that receiving court. So it was something big, like it was special. It was special.
And it's very hard to make it as an undrafted free agent. And he made the 53-man roster, which is rare. I'm not even sure what the stats are, but it's way less than 1%, right, Marlon? Yeah, and he played. So it's pretty, I mean, not easy to do. He had all the talent, by the way. They just didn't understand his talent till he showed up. Right?
You have to show what you made as.
Yeah. Yep.
There's gonna be a question. There's a question that folks talk that.
So one of the most unique parts of your story is the fact that you took to the NFL. You weren't playing for situations or guarantees, but you earned each opportunity through persistence, resilience, and consistency. In this section, you want to talk about the transition from Fresno State to the professional level and what it was like entering as an undrafted player and the mindset it took to establish yourself in the most important. So you entered the NFL as an undrafted free agent. Like you just said, still made 53-man roster your rookie year. You did this pretty well. What do you think separates you mentally from the players who have more attention and high expectations coming into the league?
It takes me back to what we said earlier when we were talking about the drive, will, fatigue. Every day, it's that moment of doubt, that moment that you are discouraged, that you're not getting looked at, you're not a 1, you're not a 2, you're not a 3, you're not even on the depth chart. And every day you have to come with the mindset of saying, like, I'm not worried about what the depth chart looks like. I'm just worried about how I go, and how I can perform and the consistency that I have to show. So when you're talking about being a professional, it has a lot to do with your talent, but the consistency that you have to show to be an athlete, you have to get up every day and have a routine that you stick to. You have to get up every day for game day, have a routine and go out there and perform, even though you know it may not be ideal or favorable conditions. You might get double team, you might get triple team, you might have people try to knock your head off, but you still got to go out there and perform. Like, there's no excuse. So having that type of mindset every day when I had to get up for a rookie mini camp and I'm looking out there and it's veterans that have been in the NFL for 6 years trying to make a roster, and this is rookie mini camp. And then you have to go to actual OTAs before you get to a real rookie camp. You have to go out there and grind against guys that have children, have been doing this for years. And you have to look them in the eye and say, hey, you can trust me to get my job done. And then you have to go to minicamp and have to go out there and perform with those same people that you have to tell you that you have to say, trust me, but you have to go out there and battle with them and take a spot. So the mental mindset that you have to go out there and not just only compete, but just compartmentalize the friendships. Because that's another aspect of it, because you have to compartmentalize friendships if everybody's out there trying to achieve the same goal. But before we can get to that chance to make that run, we have to get through all these rigors of training camp, the process of making a team, of friendships and bonds being broken because of the things that we have to do on the football field. Like, there's so much more stuff that goes in football than just lining up on Sundays and running around. It's a lot.
First year of law school.
You don't know until you do.
Yeah,
You don't know
yeah.
until you.
Exactly.
Even right now with coaching, like, I was an OC in my first year and I didn't know how hard it was going to be until I actually did it. And that was for high school.
Yeah.
So, like, when I talk to players and they're like, man, this OC is doing this and doing that, I'm like, you go call the play. You go design the play. You go put all those hours and type in all that information just so you can go out there and mess a play up and see how you. Exactly. Like, and that's the mindset. You have to go out there and be consistent from coaching to training, to showing up on the field, to practice, everything is about consistency. Thanks, like.
Kind of just touching on, you kind of touched on something already, the challenge that I presented, but I was born and raised in Quebec.
Oh, man, okay, go for it.
Well, actually, I'm from Sac, my dad's in the vet,
Yeah.
so he playing in state table.
Gotcha.
Alright. But yeah, touching on the challenges that you kind of faced, you had a long career, kind of longer than most people who go through high school, go through college, but folks don't mean it, all right. So can you just touch upon or maybe summarize some of the biggest adjustments going through all three different phases? I know it's a lot to add, so.
No, it's not, it's really not, because the biggest adjustment is speed. Like, every single level has a certain speed, and even when you go from Pop Warner to high school, like, you see a speed adjustment. So, when I went from high school to college, like, I had to go and watch a career named Adam Jennings. And Adam Jennings was running a 4.4, 4.5, 40. You get what I'm saying? And then I had to watch Richard Marshall. He was running a 4.3.
Yeah, he was
And I had
fast.
to watch Marcus McCauley, another Sacramento native. He was running a 4.3 as well. Then I had to watch Paul Williams run. He was running.
He was a freak.
So I'm telling you, like, when I got there, it was just watching the speed of these guys. Watching 300-pound D linemen, now they're running 4.5, but back then, them running 4.7s, 4.8s was great. Feel me? But watching the speed of the game, how it adjusts. So from high school to college, from college to the pros, when I made that adjustment from college to the pros, that was one of the most rewarding things I could ever do, because every single athlete is a freak athlete. No matter what you're looking at, if you're looking at the punter, she's talking about all punters. The punters up there are ridiculous. And that's good. They're 6'4", 215 pounds. Their legs are like tree trunks, and their head was heavy. Like, I'm just being real. Like, so when you just think about it, every single person on that level, no matter if you're in an OTA or a tryout, for some reason they're up there. They got something special about them that says, hey, you belong to be up there. You have an opportunity for us to take a look at you. So adjusting to the speed of it, and I'm not just talking about the physical, it's the mental speed. How you have to adjust your mindset to make split-second decision. And from high school to college, it was difficult. But when you go from college to the pros, where they just say, hey, we don't care about you and your film. If you can't get it done, we got somebody else that can. Period, point blank. So the speed, right then and there, you have to have it right in your mind. 2 days isn't enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't have that down in a day, they're moving on to the next play. And everything is going to get piled up on you. And if you can't adjust to that and the speed of the information being given to you, oh, you're not going to get it. Not going to get it. That speed. Mm-hmm.
Was there a particular moment that you realized, like, wow, I belong in the NFL?
Yup. Yep. All right. So I'll give you two. It was my rookie year, both of them. He was there, I think, for the regular one when I scored against the Raiders. Anybody Raiders fan?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I was at the game. I don't know. I went to some of your games.
My rookie year. Go and get played in California my rookie year.
I probably went. I think it was the game I took the girls to when you played the Raiders, and they're still scared. They were like, I just never forget when my mother took me to the Raiders game.
I'm from California and I didn't. So rookie year, in training camp, well, not even training camp, preseason, we were playing the Atlanta Falcons. And I had a reverse. So basically, I'm a receiver, I'm going in motion, they hand the ball off to me. I know you're a triple.
Yeah.
They hand the ball off to me, and I'm basically trying to run around and just get up the sideline. All right. So got the ball, boom, running up the sideline. There's a DB, he's like right where you are. Okay. And I see him. And he's like eyeing me up, about to drop his shoulder on me. So I hit him first. Boom. Knock his helmet off. I go flying out of bounds. He goes flying back. His helmet comes off. And I'm like, damn, I just did that. So I'm like on the ground, I'm looking up. And then Brandon Marshall just comes and runs up over me and picks me up. Boom. That's still what I'm talking about. And then puts me on my feet. Pick me up. Like, he picked me up clear as day. So that was one. I was like, ooh, okay, I'm here. That was against Atlanta my rookie year. And then when we played the Raiders, my coach, like I had a play where I could have made a play, didn't make the play, got the ball. He's like, hey, you owe me. I was like, okay. So we come back second half, pretty early in the second half, catch like a 10-yard, let's say pivot route. I know you guys probably don't know. Let's just say I caught a 10-yard route. Keep it simple. All right. Put my foot in the ground and I go score. And my coach comes up to me and says, that's what I'm talking about. You feel me? He just looks at me and says, that's what I'm talking about. When you can go in, your coach looks at you and says, hey, you owe me one, and you can go out there and give him what you owe. That's a moment right there. So I was like, okay, I can actually do this. You feel me? Somebody called on me, they relied on me, and I was able to get the job done. I can do this.
That's really great.
Yeah. Especially, even though it was against the Raiders.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Great. Awesome.
One day we'll be good. Then everybody will be sorry.
I got paid for that.
Yeah, I think they might be.
They not.
I think maybe at least 6 games this year.
You're selling yourself short.
I mean.
You're selling yourself short. That's what
We're used to knowing season.
I mean, y'all got Kirk Cousins over there.
Yes.
So y'all got a strong opportunity. I'll take that back. Y'all might win it.
Okay, see, I'm right on
Yeah.
Okay, so as someone who's had to earn every opportunity that's, that you've been worked through, do you feel that today's NFL, I guess, recruiting culture sometimes overlooks players who may not typically fit like a 5-star ranking system, but have the NFL level mentality and work ethic?
I can't say that because they're going down to HBCUs and taking it. So the possibility, they're not able to overlook talent at all. They scour every inch of the earth for talent. When you talk about colleges have the opportunity to overlook talent because talent is always going to try to find that college with the transfer portal. But when you get to the pros, no, it's every single anybody that is eligible from any other school, from any school, from HBCU, a D3, a D2, a D1, it doesn't matter. If you got talent, we're going to make sure we take a look. Okay, so I don't believe there is any talent getting overlooked. There might be some people that feel snubbed because they didn't get drafted, but they're still undrafted.
Do you feel like people put more emphasis on the draft, like where if they possibly go in the draft versus just the opportunity to play in the NFL? Like the disconnect?
First two rounds. That's where the emphasis is really, where people are like, okay, I have to get drafted. Pretty much after that, like you could say third and fourth, like those are special players. And yes, they are special players. But after the third, fourth, fifth, sixth round, seventh round, like that group of players is just pretty much all the same. You're gonna be the first and the second round players. We know those are different talents. That's why you're getting drafted first and second. But I've seen third round draft picks get cut the first round of cuts, and I've seen undrafted free agents make it all the way through. So what's the difference between, you feel me? But first and second round, like I've seen it, they're gonna get multiple opportunities just because of the draft status that they have. And even a third rounder may get a little bit more favoritism, but I'm telling you, I've seen them get cut in the first round of cuts, final cuts, just like any other player. Drafted that year, doesn't matter.
Didn't have to say it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, at a certain point, yes, first, second round, because it's a money thing. You feel me? Like, it's not even about I'm getting drafted or I'm going here. It's a money thing. It solidifies a certain amount of money that you're going to be making. It guarantees a certain amount of money that you're going to be making. So yes, when you say I want to be drafted, yes, every player wants to be drafted.
Right.
But the real athlete is saying, just give me an opportunity to show you what I got.
It's like a mentality switch.
I want to change the subject a little bit, but what's something fans completely misunderstand about liking the NFL? As an NFL player to journalists behind the scenes. We touched on it a little bit earlier, but I want to different aspect.
I mean, what is something? And that's oh, nobody's cheating.
Okay.
Nobody's cheating. Like when people say, "Oh, he's cheating," the rest are doing this. I'm like, okay, look, y'all gotta understand, it's not cheating. There is favoritism. Okay, but Tom Brady is going to get favoritism over a Brock Purdy earlier in his career. But now Brock Purdy can put that work into where he's going to get that favoritism over a Fernando Mendoza. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is just the way it goes. So I've even had a game to where we played the Steelers. I think it was my rookie year. No, it was my second year, I think. Second year in the league. We were playing the Steelers, and we had them on the goal line probably like around 30 seconds left. Ben Roethlisberger fumbles.
Oh.
Out no, ball down his hands. We recover. We hold it up and everything. Refs come over. Nope, he was down. He's like, what? Like, hey, bro, like, you can see it up there on the screen. Like, he's clearly up. He's reaching. The ball gets knocked out. Nope, he was down for a momentum stop. He's going for it still. He's not. All right, bro, whatever. But that's the favoritism we're talking about. Like, a ref is going to see that and say, okay, I didn't see what completely may have happened. I didn't see the whole play happen, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because if he's complaining about something more than likely it did happen. You feel me? Like, and it's the same in the NBA. Like, they get favoritism. Some players are going to get favoritism. Everybody's looking at Shea Gilgeous-Alexander in the regular season, but we seen what happened the other night. You feel me? He didn't go to the free throw line as much. Now he's probably adjusting his game. He's probably busting the Spurs' ass. Excuse my language. I got the Spurs winning the championship. I'm a Mavericks fan. I'm just putting that out. But when that's one of the things. Like, a lot of people are like, "Oh well, the refs are cheating for that, players cheating for that." I'm like, nah, bro. Like, it's favoritism, but you try to make that split second decision. You feel me? Be a referee and try to make that split second decision. I know that they have to, but it's the same thing for us. Like, we get put in bad positions as players and we have to make split second decisions and we get cussed out just as much as the ref does, but y'all ain't saying cheat. You feel me? It's just like that, you suck. Here's 1 point. Just said that, so
Kind of touching on that.
Yeah.
I would imagine that you face a lot of that adversity with like the refs and stuff. And you're already playing like not you specifically.
I just told you about Pittsburgh, bro.
Right, exactly. So in that moment, you got to be so heated and like emotions are all tied up.
Mm-hmm.
But now everything is so scrutinized because of social media, TikTok, Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
One little moment can ruin like a whole career.
Yeah, definitely.
So how do you manage your emotions in that moment to remember the bigger picture?
Well, in the moment, basically in the moment, you're not really going to manage those emotions. Like, they're going to flow however they flow. You feel me? So it's the aftermath, what you say to the media. You feel me? How you respond to your teammates, how you respond to the coaches. In the moment, we're all going to blow up. They're going to say, well, that's passion. They're going to say this, they say that. But when we're sitting here face to face and you're asking me these questions, and I still got this same type of mentality where it's a F the world type of mentality and everybody that's involved in it, then that's where it becomes a problem because you have to take a breath and understand and really just assess the situation that you just were a part of and give your honest answer, but don't make it a controversial type thing. Don't try to be angry about it, or to the reporter that's asking the question or your coach that's asking the question. You have to take these things in stride because it's sports. You feel me? Everything isn't going to be right. You feel me? Everything we do isn't right. So you just got to take it in stride. You do.
After.
Especially after games. Yeah, especially after games. Like, and even if you're not one of the main guys being interviewed, you'll still have one scraggly reporter walking up to you, just putting a camera or a microphone in your face, just trying to get some type of sound bite because they're like, okay, he's not a player, but we know we can get him to say something stupid. You feel me? And the moment we get him to say something stupid, we can make it seem like the team's fractured. You feel me? So that's the type of things you have to be alert for. Like there's reporters that come in and they're looking for clickbait, but they're also looking to dissect team. Like, they'll put information out there. This player said that, or anonymous tip said this about this team. You hear it all the time, and you see what happens. Like, the team goes from this to this. Like, they're distraction. So Yeah, level of composure for sure. Like you have to keep that. You have to keep.
It changed gears just a little bit, but I think this topic is really important. So over the last several years, conversations surrounding mental health and sports have become much more open and important, especially in football culture. And throughout your interview and coaching experience, you've spoken a lot about emotional resilience, confidence, and learning not to be overly hard on yourself. So next we want to shift into the mental and emotional side of football, including pressure, identity, public expectations, and how athletes navigate both success and adversity on and off the field. You've spoken about the growing importance of mental health in football. Why do you think those conversations were ignored so long in football culture?
Because we were told to shut up and play.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the bottom line of it. Like even my rookie year, things started changing more. Like when I was like 3 years in, like things changed for better. Don't get me wrong. Before I got there, but the mental health thing really started to take off about like probably after the lockout, pretty much. Like they started switching up so many policies. The concussions became more of a hot topic because that's when they took away. They took away 2 days. Like I had the last year of true 2 like 2 added practice last year. So they took all that because the thing is players are, they're still getting burnt out, but it was just the mental aspect of, hey, like no matter what, football was going to be your life. So you have to make this eat, sleep, go to the back. Like this is what you have to do. This is football. Nothing else matters. So a lot of players, and I'm quite sure, like I'm not trying to speak for players, but I'm quite sure like a lot of players in the early ages of football were really just wired to just shut up and go with somebody, and that was it. And they didn't know how to regulate their emotions. And that was one thing that I learned at a young age playing football, even Pop Warner. You have to learn how to regulate your emotions because this game is going to frustrate you. You're going to have players that are going to do dirty things. They're going to hit you. They're going to try to step on you. They're going to spin on you. Like this is what happens. This is football. So like the mental aspect of it, when we talking about how a player approaches a daily practice, how a player approaches the day, like the way they wake up and the way they go to sleep is all the routine because they know my mind has to be at its strongest. You feel me? My sense of urgency has to be there, but I also have to be able to have this soft side about it. So the routine of their day, it has to include them potentially having some sort of moment to where, okay, I'm just about to go and sit back in the dark room and just reflect, just to clear my mind. So I'm about to just go sit outside and just reflect. But we would have players that practice like, I just need to take a second, right? I just need to go to the side, sit down, have a moment just to clear my mind. Like it's a real thing. And that aspect of the game wasn't there, you feel me, years ago. And now teams have in-house therapies. Like they have in-house therapy. So it's one of those things where it's like, hey, we want players to be healthy physically, but healthy mentally as well. And again, common misconception, they say that the NFL doesn't care about concussions and stuff. That's completely not true. Like they do. Like for the most part, this is football. It's not just the NFL that doesn't care. It's, if you want to say that, it's the player too, because we know we're signing up. So when we understand what we're signing up for, what do you expect the owners and all these other people to do? Yes, they're going to make their money, but we're still willing to put our lives at risk to put our bodies. So they can say they don't care, but I believe that they do to a certain extent. Like they have to care. They have no choice but to care. Things have changed, of course, but for people to say they don't care, I don't buy it.
Kind of touching on that subject too, but in regards to like you met your athletes, you're a coach now, so I would imagine you're mentoring them through all these different kinds of practice stuff like that. So do you think they face more pressure now, or do you think that there's more in place now?
No, they face a lot more pressure now. So are we talking about college players or NFL players or others?
Yeah, I would say college players trying to make it.
Yeah, there's way more pressure because there's way more talent. Like there's so much more talent out there. Just like you said with the NFL, every single person is going to be good. So now in college, it's semi-pro in college. You feel me? You're playing pro and in college. So now every single player in college, if you're at that D1 level, you're about to be good. Like there's no other choice because you're about to get paid like a professional athlete. So the pressure that's placed on a high school kid is so much more than it used to, because our goal was to get to D1. Now, these kids' goals isn't just to get to a school so I can transfer out. Get to a school so I can get film so I can go somewhere. That's what these kids are doing. So
Building a portfolio.
exactly. So they're like, hey, I can go to a D3 or D2 and tear it up for a year, maybe 2 years, and then go transfer to a D1 and still have a redshirt year, take that redshirt year, and still be able to play 2 more years after I just built my body up to play at D1 level.
Except for the new rule, you know, that at 19, there's a new rule in the NCAA that at 19 or outright when you get out of high school, you got 5 years to play.
Oh, yeah, no, they put the 5 years stipulation.
Yeah. So
But you still have, if you play 2 years at a D3, you redshirt your 1.
Yeah.
And you play 2, that's still your 5.
and so what about the junior college kids that you're coaching right now?
Where, I don't know that they're, so the thing was that they're gonna just have JC be JC. I don't know if they're still doing that though, just because of the rule you just said, they're trying to get these kids 5 years, they don't want super senior.
Well, they've got 5 years.
Yeah, I know, I'm saying with the JC though, if they got 2 years of current JC, I don't know if that's gonna count. now.
It is going to count.
Oh.
It's going to count in the 5. Yeah.
But
The
they-
Pavia case-
Rule.
yeah.
Rule saying JC didn't count. But I don't get, I guess they reneged on that because it was.
You mean the NCAA or you're talking about the Pavia case?
I'm talking about this stuff, but.
The NCAA, I think they were passing it this week. We'll have to,
That's the information.
I'll ask, yeah.
The JC level, if, this is my whole thing too, if they're able to pass that rule, JCs are gonna go through the roof because now.
Yeah, then they have 7 years, but it's basically at 19, you got 5 years. So if you're in JC, you're in JC and year 1.
Year 2, then you done, then you gotta go.
Yeah. So I don't know how that's going to impact your.
There's so many rules, I don't know.
So do you have any players, right?
Yeah, we could have that 2 years and then get to 19.
Yeah.
Once she's transferring.
Yeah, you have your problem, yeah. Well, no, basically she's saying, once you play JC, your clock starts.
Yeah.
Even if you're 19?
You're playing.
Yes.
I mean, even if you're not 19?
If you don't play your 2 years.
Graduate from high school or 19, whatever.
Graduate from high school already.
Yeah.
And you play those 2 years, basically your clock starts.
Yeah.
You gotta hope that you get a red shirt. That's it.
Yeah.
That's that, but we do gotta keep prayers and, it's just starting to see a lot of them get overlooked, because that goes back to the overlooked part. A lot of them do get overlooked because they're at a JC, we're gonna go to a D3 before we go to a JC player. And then that JC player has to go to a D3 or a D2.
And then the portal probably is messing with the JC
Well,
kids.
you, like we said the other day, with D3 and D2 schools, like it was 72% of them entered the portal and retired because they didn't get picked up.
Getting it picked up.
What do you think he entered?
I know, answer.
No.
There is no answer because there's enough schools, the only answer is for kids not to transfer out. That's it, like stick it out because unless you know you got a short thing, and that's what I wish they would do was like, all right, all these kids enter in transfer portal, they should tell them like, hey, you actually have an opportunity to go level up. You feel me? Before they go to these portals. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Like if they was to eval,
Get a lot of bad advice.
like, hey, but that would be a great business to create.
Don't worry.
All right.
Don't worry, I'm on it.
And great, over to the business side of it. So maybe, but one aspect of professional sports that I think can never fully see the business side. So like that involves contract, the financial structure, all those relationships that exist behind the scenes. So as someone who experienced the NFL like firsthand, who was on close with agents, mental, all these different people. We want to spend some time discussing the athlete's limitation, financial literacy as well, and how this applies to like young athletes that should understand or how to navigate that business. Because I mentioned a lot of them don't have that background or that knowledge. So you've spoken positively about your relationship with your agent and your support system. So what does a strong athlete agent relationship look like? And like, what does that look like for us?
There is nothing that you guys don't talk about because essentially your agent is your lawyer. Any and everything has to be disclosed. Like if it's detrimental to you, detrimental to your family, potentially detrimental to the team or organization you're playing for, everything has to be disclosed. So if you have financial issues, if you have a mommy issue, if you have child support, family coming at you left and right, these things have to be exposed to your agent because that's the person that's going to help you and help you navigate. So be one of those people that can go, all right, look, you have to tell them no, and if you don't want to tell them no, I'll be the mean person to tell them. So that's one aspect of just building that relationship and also having a level of respect for your agent to allow them to do their job. You feel me? Not trying to overstep, take the advice that they give you, as well as giving them real ideas, real answers, not just made up stuff. Oh, I want to try this. I want to try this stuff. Coming to them with real concrete facts and questions. So building that relationship with your agent, like for sure, like it's a big aspect of just being an athlete, being a player, being a business person, because your agent is the one that's going to help you bridge those business ventures. So having that relationship with your agent.
Were there conversations with your agent that significantly change your career perspective or outlook or career decisions?
Let's see. Very point blank, when we first sat down, and this was in Fresno where me and my mom went to her house, like that was pretty much the solidification of, all right, this is a person that I'm going to entrust to give me advice. This is a person I'm going to entrust to have my back, feel me, and make sure that anything that's in the dark comes to the light. So when we sat down in Fresno, we had a conversation and she laid out the plan and how we get myself noticed, how we get picked up, the potential teams that we could go play for. Like the main thing that we talked about was the realness of being undrafted and solidifying what teams, where we targeted, who we potentially wanted, where we potentially wanted to go, what players we could potentially battle with and potentially win again. Like we set a plan. And that's what really solidified me about Jim. Like we set that plan, it wasn't just, hey, we're gonna try to get you drafted, and if we don't get you drafted, we'll see what happens. No. We went from plan A was a undrafted free agent, and plan B was you would be drafted. So let's set plan A and get that solidified first before we take the plan.
Okay, and so also, I guess we want to ask about what qualities should young athletes and their families look for when choosing an agent or representation for a team. And in your experience, what separates a good sports agent from a bad?
What you should be looking for is somebody that isn't afraid to tell you the hard truth. Somebody that's going to tell you if you're overdoing it, and that's it, you're overdoing the returning, overdoing the expenditures going out, overdoing it with family, overdoing it with women or the women men or however you want to, shake that. Folks. It's just looking for those basic qualities, but the family aspect of it too. You have to be able not just to be business, like you have to be able to go out and have a dinner with your agent and not just talk business all the time. I actually talk about things. We actually talk about things that's going on in your life. Actually talk about hopes and dreams and not make it be an interview business type. It's more so of you and a friend having a conversation, building that friendship aspect. And of course, people won't be like, well, that's your agent. That's not your friend. No, that is my friend. That's my best friend. When you really think about it,
Yeah.
Because they're going to know things about me that you're not. And that's just the way it is. The agent might know things about you that your significant other may not know about you. So that's just the way it is. So building that and having somebody that can be a true confidant and not disclose information, because with some of these high-end athletes, they tell their agent a lot of stuff. Their agents can go back and write books, make lots of money.
Yeah.
Like they can go back and make a lot of money, but they have to be trusted with that information. Cause there's nights that your agent is gonna be with you and they gonna see you do something, they just gonna, go about my business, you feel me? But that person, you trust to be there, you trust them to go pick up your kids, you trust them to go drop food off to your mom, you trust them to take their dad to the doctor's appointment, like, no,
It's part of your
it's
family,
part of your
yeah.
family.
Totally.
Did anyone teach you how to manage your money properly once you entered the NFL? And then how much financial stress and was behind the scenes? So let's put a little about.
A lot of financial stress exists because you have people coming at you from every other lane. You have your own personal bills that you have to take care of course. And then there's the day that you stop coming, and money that you didn't make stops. So as far as financial literacy, I had a financial agent while I was playing, but I wasn't very trustworthy of a financial agent. So financial literacy pretty much came from my agent and myself. And I wish I would have did more homework, you feel me, if we want to say that, to set myself up better for my future. Now, there's things in place. I'm not saying that I'm screwed.
Right.
There's things in place, but it's just as far as some of the things I wish I would have invested in when I was actually playing and paid attention to. Like,
Yeah. Totally what he said that now.
like that's just one thing, but there's other business adventures that I can't think of off the top of my head, but have made like strides. Somebody was coming at me for, I think it was years ago, like 2016. I think it was whatever platform it was for athletes, like they could just go on there. It was basically letting athletes be their own podcast before athletes started getting on podcasts. You feel me? Like it was like that. And I had the opportunity to potentially get in on that. And I was like, I wasn't thinking about it, wasn't paying attention, but I was too worried about making a football team.
Right.
Other than, you feel me, trying to make money off outside.
Yeah.
So like that's where I think about it. It's like if I wasn't so caught up on making a team, I possibly could have did way more business ventures that could have did a lot better things for my community, a lot better things for my family, a lot better things for everybody.
Well, do you feel like you can focus on those opportunities now that you are done?
I will. Right now, there's some things in place where I'm just like, let me reestablish myself, get some things situated, personally. And then it's like, all right, let's venture out and let's blossom. We do things, yeah.
I just want to say, I like that you mentioned community first. I feel like nowadays a lot of people look at athletes and they think of like hard to think of all the flashy stuff. But I feel like a lot of athletes are misunderstood in the sense that they put the community first. And it goes with putting seeing. So I just want to acknowledge that.
That's one of the things that it's only talked about on TikTok, Instagram, and views for life.
Right.
But it's something that athletes pretty much do every day because even just walking down the street and having a conversation with a kid, like you never know how you can impact that kid's life. And that's not something that's gonna be seen on social media. Nobody's gonna TikTok that and make dance to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just real. Like, and I love talking to the kids. When I go to the gym now, like I still see some of my old players, and I see players that are like not young players, and I just integrate with them and start talking to them. I see guys that are older than you, and they're like, "Oh, this is my son. You know, bring. I want my son to come from. I want my son to do this." I'm like, well, and I'll pay you. I'm like, no. Okay, where we can go something. I'd rather just let him flourish than you feel me worried about some money. Then we can just put doing about that, especially if you are tight like we supposed to be. I want to see your son flourish just like I flourish. So I would not do my best to help him.
That's beautiful. I personally believe that's beautiful. Growing up as an athlete myself, I didn't have a lot of that mentorship. So to see it and actually have it seen.
Oh man, you should see me with my football players now. Like I have a bad tendency because I'm still a player. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still a football player, so I gotta be out, and that's the problem. Like I talk to them like I'm still a football player. I'm their coach, right? And I still talk to them like I'm a player. Like, bro, I tell them, like, bro, got issue. We can step outside. I'm playing, but like I'm talking to them like a player and like they relate to it, but at the same time, I'm like, man, I gotta grow up. Oh shit, I gotta grow up. But it's a good thing because it's relatable. Like, and that's where a lot of coaches are going now. Anyways, it's the being able to relate to the player, just not on the football level, but on the mental. Like seeing them for who they really are. Like embracing the social media and the TikTok era. Like they're gonna be on it. Like you can't hide from it. So I follow my players, and I only got one. I only got Instagram. But I'll go to practice the next day, and I'm like, man, what was you doing at midnight? Yeah, like you are there. So I post stories, and if they follow and look at my story at midnight, I tell them take your ass to sleep. Yeah, like, oh, that's against like, and they always hit me back laughing. But that's the type of mindset, the type of relationship I want to have with my players. I want them to be able to come to me and talk to me about anything. If they have any issues, right, wrong, indifferent, good, bad, I don't care. I'm out. I got you. Like this is what we do. And back to the mental aspect, like when I tell them while we're in meetings, I'm like, look, I don't care if y'all scream, cry, yell, it don't matter. Get it out. Talk to us because the last thing I want you to do is bottle this up and then it turns into something else.
Do you think you ever stayed out late when you shouldn't have when you were in college?
She said what?
Did you ever stay out late when you were in college?
Pardon me.
Yeah. Did you?
He would know. He would never do.
Yes, he did.
I mean,
I did.
You really want to know?
Yeah, I do.
RIP, I'll let you go. There was a time, all right. So I'm not gonna say no names, but I probably got done being outside like around 6:30 a.m. and we had 7 o'clock waits. Yeah, yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah, I looked at Coach Brown in the face and I was like, hey, bro, I'm still work here with you. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I probably smell like a distillery, but I love you, bro. All right, great game. Coach Brown gave me my first opportunity. I'll never forget that. All right, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No, you should get that in mind. Kind of more attention back on the, we're talking about information, all that. So I just want to add, what has surprised you the most about coaching the athletes compared to
I love all my players. Yes, I do. And I'm quite sure I was the dumb ass player too. I'm not gonna sit here and say I was. But it's just like, hey man, sometimes I'm just like, y'all just playing, right? Like y'all get this, but y'all acting like y'all don't get this. But y'all really don't get this. So y'all not acting like y'all don't get this. So it's like, why don't y'all get this? Like, it's just the mindset. So for me, like I was a very, very smart player. Like picking up plays and memorization, things of that nature was difficult for me. So when I'm talking to them and I'm like, all right, did y'all get that? Yeah. Then we go out to practice and they miss it. And I'm like, bro, like
You said you got it.
yeah, actually, like you looked me in my eye and said you had it. So my thing is it's the ability to retain information. You feel me? Because we live in this era where everything is 6 seconds. You watch video, it's 6 seconds. You get what I'm saying? You watch a quick clip, boom. You feel me? You might watch an Instagram reel, it's a minute 30, but it's not that long. You feel me? They're not reading books to where they're going to be retaining all this information. They're not reading books. They're taking little clips. You feel me? Even the music that they listen to, it's the minute and 30 seconds, 2 minutes, and the majority of it is a beat that they can dance. So like they're not grasping these things, and it's not their fault. It's just the era that they're in. So for me, it's like I'm reteaching a lot of things that I didn't think I would have to reteach. And that's not a bad thing, but I'm reteaching it because I'm trying to get them to have my mindset, not the mindset that they previously got. Right. So I'm trying to eliminate a lot of bad habits. And the only way to do that is to put the time in, you feel me, be consistent with them. So everything I'm doing right now is different than how we did it in the past. We're watching more film. I'm texting them more. I'm sending them more information on a daily basis before practice happens. So if you mess it up, it's really on you. It's not on me. I'm giving you the information. You got everything in front of you. Read it, you can look at it, you can draw it, you can talk to somebody about it, you can call me about it. And that's why I get mad. Because if you don't exhaust any of those avenues, then that means you don't get it. You get what I'm saying? So that's where I'm like, okay, bro, like we got an issue now. Because I told you 2 times. The third time I gotta tell you, we gotta. Okay.
Yeah.
It is. It is like, and as crazy as it sounds, like this is what a lot of people don't understand. Everything we do is relevant. You look at an athlete and be like, oh my goodness, they're doing this, they're working so hard, but you don't understand we gotta put in hours of studying that's not even on the field. You get what I'm saying? And then we could look at a person that's trying to become a lawyer. Oh my goodness, they're putting in all this work mentally, boom, 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 boom. But you guys still have to get up and go do some type of physical activity just to keep your mind off of just work complete. So it's all relevant. We all go through the same struggles. We all have the same mindset. We all have the same goals. We just have different roads to get. That's all.
So in dealing with your players and giving them all these avenues, is that something that your NFL experience helped to shape and deal with better as opposed to someone who didn't have that NFL experience?
Because we were told if you want the information, let's see. Somebody got turn their phone on.
I should always turn off too.
But we're always told if you want that information, go see. In the NFL, the coaches aren't there to necessarily teach you football. They're there to guide the scheme. They're there to implement the scheme. So everything you do on the outside of what they're teaching you, you feel me? As far as the scheme wise, you have to go and seek that information. And if you're not willing to go seek that information, you're not going to succeed.
And so I guess now that you're at a junior college level, do you feel like coaching is where you see yourself moving forward in your career or the football trajectory or football career? And if so, do you see yourself moving to a different level? And what kind of impact would you ultimately like to have on the game? It's a loaded question.
No, did she tell you to ask me that?
No.
You sure?
No.
I'm always pushing them.
Well, I mean,
Did she ask you all the time?
all the time. And she knows I want to get back to the pro. She's like, you need to do the D1 level, you need to go to the college level, you need to get to this rank. I want to do that.
She's right here.
I know. No, listen, I'm not saying I won't do it. It's I don't want to do it, and it's the same reason that Nick Saban bowed down because it's more than just football.
Yeah.
It's the NIL aspect of it, and I refuse to have a 17, 18, 19-year-old kid thinking because he's making more money than his coach that he can tell his coach what to do. Feel me? He can try to curse out his coach. I'm not going.
So how do you navigate the NIL then with your JUCO players that say are transferring to a school that, because ARC is a really good junior college
They
program.
play football.
So even if you think like they're gonna be transferring through the portal, you know, imagine, because NIL really isn't just through the school, right?
They can do NIL, like they can sell their name image. Like it's like that when they passed that rule, it just wasn't for the NCAA. Like it's pretty much any collegiate. You feel me? So like we have players that sell shirts with their face on them. They have different merchandise. Like you can do what you want. Like that's why it's name, image, and likeness. You. But as far as navigating, they ain't making no money. Like they playing for the love of the game.
Yeah.
Just like we coaching for the love of the game. It's not like we're getting paid buku. But
So you feel like it's more of the olden day, like
it
old
is.
school
It
style.
is. So this is how I tell it to people. I'm like, you got to look at JCs as being like the new college, and then college is actually pro.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
pro.
GP.
It's pro, and then the pros is pro. But college, like if things happen to where I see it happening, JCs are gonna really have to like upgrade every single thing they're doing, from their stadiums to how they're paying coaches to training staffs. Like everything is gonna have to upgrade because the trickle of talent is gonna hit you guys. Like you're gonna have an influx of talent, and if you're not able to handle that talent,
You're gonna get left behind.
you're gonna get left behind.
He's going to coach in the NFL.
Okay, so you don't have a choice, so.
I mean, that's
Because he knows when I'm at the combine, what do I do?
always call me and tell me that I gotta get here, get here.
Yeah.
One day I'm gonna go to the combine with you.
Next year?
I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go.
I'll come. It's really kind of fun.
It's.
You can bring me as like an assistant.
How about interns?
Yeah, it's a great experience. You just sit around and hang out. You just sit around and hang out.
It's not fun.
No.
Oh.
It's better than mine.
No.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Hey,
Yeah, but I
that's
still
different.
watching it all day,
Oh, yeah.
but I get it, yeah,
That's
you guys are
exciting.
definitely searching for.
Just sitting in there in the stadium when you see them like this,
Yep.
they're bored as hell.
Yeah.
And they're pretty much they're only looking for specific players. So
Yes,
that specific
they're-
player ain't doing nothing.
They don't even, they don't,
You get-
some of the coaches don't even care. Some of the coaches don't care anyway.
Yes, it's like
They're just, yeah, it's become more of a media thing. Yeah.
football. I love it.
Yeah.
So families often play a major role in an athlete's decision, but they also create a lot of additional pressures and complications. What family dynamics do you come together, coach, and having kind of bigger athletes?
You see a lot of parents that want their player or their child to get a lot more playing time than they do, and the child doesn't deserve the playing time.
That's typical for all levels of
Even at
sports.
junior college level?
Even at the junior college.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, so for me, I always say I don't deal with parents and I never will. Just leave. Like, I don't care, like just leave, because I'm not there to coach you, I'm there to coach the team. So we can, if I get the team better, I'm happy. One player isn't going to be. So like, I can care.
Or try to interact with you or my parents? You were, you
Um,
have to keep that.
don't talk. Honestly, like, the only time I wanna talk to a parent is when we're recruiting. Other than that, like, I shouldn't have to talk. If my dad and my mom would've went up and talked to Coach Baxter would've cussed me off.
He's, yeah,
Yeah.
he's on next. You'll get to meet him.
Mike.
Yeah.
Mike. So, like, we've always, we had parents at the D1 level,
Yeah.
while I was at Fresno. They would go up there and talk to the coaches.
But your parents weren't like that at all, though. No, your parents weren't like
Yeah, I
that.
was like,
It's so embarrassing.
I wish they would. I have a problem. Like you got, I'm a man, mom, I'm a man, dad.
Yeah.
I got-
Yeah. Your parents were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because there was a moment I was thinking about transferring out. Me and Shahid, like we was thinking.
Oh,
about-
we're gonna go to Alabama with
we was coming back here.
really?
Yeah. I was going now with Matt. I would have left with Matt if there was.
Yeah, to go to Alabama.
I got paid.
Yeah, you would have gotten paid.
You
Yeah.
know, me and Shahid after our freshman year, we was thinking about coming back here.
Really?
That's undisclosed information.
I can delete anything. We can edit
I
it.
got to delete that. Shahid, if you get mad, well, stay after.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, you did. He was at one of the games. He's doing
I
great.
talked to Shahid the other day.
Yeah, he's doing
He
good.
called me for, I guess May is Mental Health Awareness Month, right? So he called me on the first, because I guess there was a player that had just recently took his life, so he's like, no, I just had a call. I was like, call me. I'm like, I'm okay. I appreciate it, but I'm okay.
Yeah, it was one of your wideouts.
Mhm. Yeah, that's why we had these situations.
Devin, it was Devin. Is it Devin Wiley?
Devin Wiley.
Yeah.
Devin Wiley.
So we are gonna start to wrap up here, and we just wanted to take. Don't worry. We wanted to take a step back from the day-to-day side of football, and kind of, I guess, reflect more broadly on your journey, how your perspective today has really been influenced by your experience, and the legacy that you hope to leave behind. And so, because you've experienced football through so many different angles, as a player and as a teammate, a mentor, coach, professional, really all of the aspects, we would really love to know when people in Sacramento or in Fresno or in any of the places that you played at talk about Marlon Moore years from now, what do you hope they remember most about your impact? Not just as a football player, but as a person?
But I had this effervescent attitude about, constantly work, didn't care about what the work was, and acts of service, it's his love language.
Really, really great stuff. Thank you guys so much for joining us on our podcast today. And thank you so much to Marlon Moore for joining us. I really appreciate it. That'll be it for today. Yes.
Okay, let me get Coach Baxter on. Sorry.
You gonna call back?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, can we take a picture of you?
No.
Yeah. You guys need to take a picture for the.
You just text it to us. Here, we'll stand up in front of.
Yeah, because they need a picture.
Thanks for listening to Born to be a Sports Agent, where we discuss relevant legal issues, contract issues, and discuss representation for everyone in sports. This is Jill McBride Baxter, and my core values are protection, advocacy, and trust. If you are looking for representation and you need someone to take you where you can't take yourself, please go to my website at jillmcbridebaxter.com or email me at jillbaxter@me.com and set up a meeting for a free consultation. Thanks for listening. Have a fantastic week. And good luck in sports.
In business, there's no room for guesswork. Every shipment matters. Every deadline counts. When you're trying to keep operations running smoothly, the last thing you need is uncertainty. That's why reliability is at the core of USPS Ground Advantage. From the moment your package is first scanned in, it moves through a secure nationwide network, aiding in a timely and accurate delivery. You get near real-time tracking so you can keep up with your shipments. And with affordable upfront pricing, there are no hidden fees or surprise surcharges to throw off your cost sheets. It all adds up to predictable deliveries you can depend on. Because knowing your logistics are handled lets you focus on everything else: your customers, your team, and the future you're building. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to start shipping with confidence. USPS, official shipping sponsor of the NHL.
If your fashion wish list lives rent-free in your brain, you need to be on Poshmark. With Poshmark, you're shopping millions of listings from thousands of closets, each curated by someone with their own style. Vintage finds, designer pieces, and everyday staples all in one place. Search for your favorites or let the discovery come to you. Poshmark makes it easy to find what you actually want to wear at prices that feel like a quiet win. Download the Poshmark app today and use code PODCAST10 when you sign up to get $10 off your first purchase.